Good morning everyone and welcome back to Kirby Superstellar Ultra. In the last part we took care of all of Dynablade, surprisingly. I honestly expected that to be 2 parts. I guess I got a little faster at it. Now we're going to be starting the Great Cave Offensive. Kirby finds himself lost in a deep cave full of peril and treasure. Find all 60 treasures and get out safely. You can find any amount of treasures, but we will be finding all 60. So, here's the storyline. Kirby is going on a walk through the plains, and he's got his explorer hat, he's got a backpack, and then falls down a small hole. That leads him to a land of crystals. But, well, that's only half the beginning, I think. Because, you don't start in the land of crystal. So, we're gonna say it's our first time, why not? Hunt treasure as you explore this huge cave. How cool, this place is ripe for adventure. To win, you'll have to look for treasure and make it out safely. So basically you walk up to the treasure chest, you stand in front and press up. And that would get you the gold medal or whatever the treasure in the chest is. So to get treasure. And then if you found treasure by pressing start. However, we won't be doing that too much. But you can see it's got 60 slots. It can tell you what each item is, what their value is. And the treasures are hidden all over in different ways. So, look at that. We got another one real quick. The whip. Which, if I remember correctly, is the 3rd treasure. How many treasures can you find? So we leave, but then Poppy Bros Jr. shows us a treasure hidden. Oh wow, one was even here. So we gotta be careful with our looking, because they can be in a lot of places. We're gonna quick pick up Spider right off the bat. So, get our first treasure. They're not all going to be out on the open like this, but admittedly a good chunk of them will be. So, we can head off to the side. As long as we can swim against the current, we will pick up the gold coin. Not worth as much as the gold medal we got earlier, but still worth plenty. And I did comment that the whip was the 3rd one. And that's because, well, I don't remember exactly where it sits. It sits right here. So that's the other way you're supposed to see that. In the tutorial, they miss one for some reason. And it's assumed that the gold coin is going to be what's in the next, in the middle area there. 3 treasures in hand, let's continue forward. Oh, for one of the more annoying treasures, I'm certain. See that treasure there? It more or less requires 2 people. Aw. Can I get it from here? Don't worry. So you have to go in this room. Open the panels correctly, because if you open them in the wrong order, they'll close in that order. And as such, you won't get the extra time needed for this. With the wing, you get enough vertical height that you can actually climb up and get through there. Otherwise, you'd have to use the ladder, and I've never succeeded when I use the ladder. But that picks up the crystal ball. Probably the first annoying treasure. And you can see it wasn't even that annoying, it's just troublesome to do solo. If you're playing 2-player, that treasure's a joke. Because you can just leave your partner on the switch, and they will leave the door open for you for the rest of the time. Right side though, wing does make traveling a lot easier. Unless it does that to you. You can break the blocks with the weird faces, and those will usually cause a chain reaction on the nearby gray blocks. We got the Siaru sword, or Siru sword. ever. So we can head down here. The bomb blocks once again also cause a big chain reaction. We get the screw attack. But like just a second ago, as long as you attack one of those, they can cause a chain reaction. No guarantees though. Another important type of door is this one with the big star, and that leads you to a save room. Lets you heal up back to full and saves your progress, so if we die we can go back to there. Now actually I want to be a little farther ahead. I'm going to break that one. I've only managed to do this once, but if you can time this right, oh come on, you can actually dive bomb through there because it doesn't respawn the ground you're standing on until just slightly after. You can dive bomb through there with wings sometimes. But let's continue on. While you're in the water, you have a little burst you can fire in any of the directions, but you can't use most powers. And because we broke the block there, it at least gives us a shortcut to get here. You can also, if you come from the bottom first, just kind of glide back up and around, but it's easier to do it on the way. So we're fighting a boss, and it shows if you can break that middle block, it's an instant kill. You don't need hammer for anything right now, though it's usually worth it to just take him out instead of having to go through his lengthy boss fight. Or I guess, a boss fight at all. We got the Star Stone. Plasma's going crazy. And I usually like Plasma, but Wing does give you just that much more mobility. So for right now, at least until we get closer to the boss, I'm only going to switch when needed. We should be fine for now. Like, we will have to switch to Cutter or... Actually, I don't know if this cuts. Maybe I won't even have to switch. I think Wing might actually work as a blade, too. Because I know for sure it does for when you're Meta Knight equivalents in most games. Because I don't know if it's just the extension of his sword, though. I'm used to Meta Knight being able to cut things when flying. So, continue on to the last room of Subtree. Yeah, we can cut things with Wing, meaning there's no reason to change yet. And Wing also makes hitting those ones on the side a lot easier, because your entire wingspan hits. That guy, and we'll pick up the last treasure for the area. Season's Heart. And when you've got all the treasures, you can see down on the bottom screen, we've got a nice little gold medal showing up. So that's just an easier way to see what treasures you've not gotten yet. Another full heal sits here, and we're gonna actually go with Sword, which would have been my backup had we lost Wing anyways. Because we are up against the boss of the area, Fatty Whale. Yes, Suplex, the best boss power-up. I was kind of kidding, but he is pretty good, especially against Fatty Whale, just because Fatty Whale stays on the screen so much. Though the only move we really have that directly affects him is our down kick. And you can see we're taking a lot of damage just because we have to be in collision with him. But the throws are very powerful, and we take him down just fine. And you can see the bottom of the platform became gold. That means you've beaten the boss or fully completed the area. I have to say or because these minecart sections get their own little icon, and, well, you don't have to fight a boss for them. Just you drove your minecart through it. I mean, you can walk too if you really want, but it's more fun to just plow through everything with a minecart. Welcome to Area 2, Crystal. You swim down below, you can actually pick up this gem. Sorry, this treasure, I don't know why I call it a gem. And then you want to actually break through this floor and pick up a 1-up as well as the glass slipper. I don't know how the prince is going to possibly find that one, but I mean, whatever works. And we're greeted with another save room as well as 3 doors. This is going to be a recurring theme from now on, though, that there's going to be multiple paths you can take. Heal up. And we'll start with the far left, because it's just always easiest to go left to right or one direction to the other. Break the water and it'll actually move these 2 blocks out of the way so we can get the goblet. Not a fire, just a regular goblet. We're actually going to be having to get rid of suplex very soon too. Fortunately, while you're underwater, you're pretty much guaranteed to have a water chute, and you gotta hit A before this very expensive saucepan falls to its death. I'm gonna actually ditch suplex because we need crash. Why it was here? You cannot hit this with most power-ups, but they give you crash, and crash will hit the switch, even though, like, as long as it's visible, I believe, is the restriction. You have to use that a few more times, or at least one more that I can think of what's off my head, and it is helpful. And now that the crash walks into the water, they die pretty much automatically because of that. I need bombs if I can. Because, yeah, we want to break the bomb block. And go to this room. It's a very not out of the way thing, but because you likely used crash to open it, you might not have a power up to attack straight down. So we pick up those 2 and continue back our path. And you'll see the water is in fact gone because we had to restart the room. Oh no, I like that. We're gonna pick up crash again, fly our way back up the mountain, which I love that if you're inflated, you will just try to fly to the top of any body of water. And you can see right directly above us, there is in fact a treasure chest. So we're gonna use crash and take care of Poppy Rose Senior. Get the machine parts, which I believe was reference to the Dragoon, if I understand correctly. But I'm not actually certain because a lot of these ones reference the older games because that's when this game originally came out. I think some may have been changed for Superstar Ultra, but yeah, I don't think Dragoon existed. Oh, we got bomb back. I'll take Jet instead. I was hoping for Yo-Yo, honestly. It just is a little better at attacking above and below, whereas Jet is more focused on movement. Spam A really quick, we can get past that little jet stream and get ourselves a bucket. Yeah, that one is a for sure reference to, I believe, Mario? Could be Yoshi Island, though I think Yoshi's Island ones were the W. No, they could have been M's. I don't know why they would be W. Use Jet to get in there. Apparently we can basically fly around with the blade of Cutter, oddly enough. Yeah, and at least that's something this will do nicely. You can just kind of glide through all the areas now and get the power paintbrush. So definitely a perk of using Jet there. I want to stay close to the ground as much as possible. Because if you swim too high, one, you're going to get caught on all those blocks. But two, when you get to one of these openings, it will try to propel you up. Which, by the way, I missed that one, so I have to go all the way around now. But we've already seen this area, and we don't get a score. That's something I've noticed that I'm not sure I'm a biggest fan of for this one. Because definitely in the other modes, we do get a score, and I've debated trying to get that as high as possible, but there's not really any point to it, outside of it would just look nice to have all 9s on the score screen for it. Anyways, we've made it back to here. Let's drop in and swim our way across. And once again, stay low. I started moving and it just propelled me right past it. And we get a $100 coin. Definitely worth the second swim. But I think that's where I'm going to be calling it. Thank you guys for coming on out and watching this episode of Kirby Superstar Ultra. And in the next part, we'll continue the Great Cave Offensive. I'm assuming it's going to be 2 more parts, but I mean, Dynablade was only 1, so maybe this one will be 2. Guys, then.